everybody, my name is Kristen and I am the group exercise leader with Recreational Sports. And today I'm going to be leading you through a 30-minute arm balances yoga flow. So don't let that scare you. No experience balancing on your hands is necessary. What this basically is going to be is a 30-minute power vinyasa flow that's targeted towards building the strength and flexibility and, most importantly, in my opinion, body awareness that is necessary to do arm balances. And it's targeted towards a particular arm balance that we're working on that day, which today is going to be crow pose. But like I said, no experience necessary. A little bit of equipment will be useful though. So you're going to need a yoga mat, and that will help cushion your wrists particularly and your hands and give you some good grip. You could use the carpet, but just make sure that you get a good grip on things. You will also maybe want blocks, and if you have yoga blocks, by all means use those. These are my trusty M&M jugs that I use as yoga blocks, but anything that will work to help get you a little bit closer to the ground. You will also need something like a washcloth or a dish towel that you can use on the floor. It'll be helpful if your floor is like a hard surface so that you can slide this back and forth, because that's what we're using it for. And then finally, you may want, just for a little extra security, a pillow to help you out with this. But that is about it. There's a playlist for this that you can find in the description or by searching RS Group Exercise on Spotify. I think that is everything, so let's go ahead and get started. All right. We're going to begin this workout lying on our back. Just go ahead and get yourself settled. You can have your arms out by your sides with palms facing up like I do here. And start taking some deep breaths. Close your eyes if that is comfortable for you in this space. You can also bend your knees, have the soles of your feet flat on the mat, if that's better for your low back. Start working into even inhales and exhales. When you're ready, on your next inhale, extend the arms overhead, full body stretch. And exhale, draw the knees in. Make yourself into a tiny little ball. Rock and roll a little from side to side. Massage out the spine. You'll be in this tiny ball position quite a bit today. Then bringing the backs of your arms to your knees. Palms face up to the ceiling. Press up. And lower down. I know this looks funny. This dead bug position. Press up again. And lower down. You should feel your core activate here. Keep that connection between your knees and the backs of your arms, your triceps. One more. And then go ahead and release again, tiny ball. Roll your way up to a seat. And make your way into a tabletop position. So onto hands and knees, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide on the mat. Inhale into a cow pose. And exhale, round the back into cat. Inhale, cow, drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round, tuck the chin to the chest. Working on opening up through the spine. Continue like this with your own breath. Then when you're ready, making your way into a child's pose, this time with knees together, because we're working on opening up the lower back today. If you want it to be an active child's pose, you can tense your fingers like I am, press the hips back towards your heels. As you inhale, feel yourself breathing into the low back, encouraging it to loosen up just a little. And then making your way back to tabletop. We're working on a variation of spinal balance here to start engaging through the core. So you can send one of your legs back, flexing the heel down, or flexing the heel toes down, and extend the opposite arm forward. And we're going to be drawing elbow to knee underneath us, rounding through the spine and holding here. So we're holding here to draw the belly button up to the spine, to get that connection between our knee and arm. Engage the core. Keep breathing and release. Getting ready to take the other side. So one arm, one leg, opposite sides. Find your extension as you inhale. And as you exhale, draw elbow to knee. Again, round through the spine, then hug the knee in towards your chest. Press the knee into the elbow, press the elbow into the knee. Feel the core fire up and engage. Keep breathing and release. Nicely done. We're going to be making our way into our first downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips, find down dog. Go ahead and pedal out through your knees, working heels down towards the mat. Find some stillness here, working that same core engagement for this next bit. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee towards your nose. See if you can tap it. Not quite, but I'm almost there. Hug the core in. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, let it down. Inhale, left leg. Left knee towards your nose, round the spine, and send it back. Other side, different variation. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, right knee towards your right tricep. See if you can tap it. Send it back and lower it down. Left leg up. Left knee, left tricep. That was me making sure that I was still recording. And then send it back. Go ahead and lower down. So that core engagement is something we're working on through the whole practice. Start making your way up to the front of the mat, just taking little steps, finding a forward fold. So this first forward fold, go ahead and bend through the knees. You can let your belly fall onto the thighs, maybe grab for opposite elbows, and sway from side to side. Encouraging again the low back to open. In all of your forward folds, you're always welcome to use blocks. So I've got my trusty M&M jars here. You can use anything to help bring the ground a little closer to you. That way you're not rounding through the back, and it feels more comfortable for your hamstrings. Next, inhale, rise, mountain pose. And exhale, forward fold. Working on our vinyasas here. We'll walk through the options. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Hug your elbows by your sides. Inhale, cobra pose, shoulders back and down, chest up. Exhale, shift back through tabletop to downward facing dog. So that's your first option. Inhale, rise onto toes. Exhale, walk or step your way up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, rise, mountain pose, stand strong. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Inhale here, lower your knees. Exhale, lower halfway to chaturanga, working on a right angle with the elbows. Inhale, up dog, knees and thighs lift, press the tops of the feet in, and exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise onto toes. Exhale, walk your way up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Last option here, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway with the knees lifted. Chest lifts, up dog, turning into the tops of the feet. And exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. So those are your options. We'll take one more round, making your way up as you inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, hinge down, forward fold. Remember, you can do that with bent knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Inhale here, and exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and lower onto your knees and take a child's pose for a couple breaths just to recenter. So one of the most important parts of the arm balances today is going to be having your elbows stacked over your wrists. So we have a tendency when we're doing chaturangas, these lowers, to have our elbows behind our wrists, if you see that there with me. So one of the ways we can work on that today is with our blocks. So I've got my M&M jars, but you can use whatever you want. You're going to stack that behind your wrists as a reminder to yourself. So this is just showing you how you can find that awareness, cultivate that awareness. If I lower down, my elbows are back, it's going to hit those blocks, they're going to fall over. I'm going to shift my weight a little forward. That way my chest goes down and forward and my elbows stack over wrists. So you can use that technique to help you feel and get aware of where your elbows are in relation to your wrists. We want to have them stacked as much as possible because that's going to help protect our joints, but it's also going to help us balance later on. So keep that in mind as we move through all these vinyasas. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, draw through low lunge. Working on opening up the legs, lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up, modified crescent. Exhale, interlace your hands behind you. Inhale, open up through the chest. Take some deep breaths here as you let your hips fall forward to open up through the hip flexor. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, straighten through the front leg. Folding over, hamstring stretch in half split. You're welcome to use those blocks on either side of you to bring the ground a little bit closer. Think of drawing your chin towards your toe. Fold from your hips. Inhale forward, low lunge. Exhale, step your way back. Take an inhale here to shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Working on the other side, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, draw through, low lunge. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, interlace hands behind you. Inhale, heart lifts, and let your hips fall forward, stretching out through the hip flexor. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, straighten through the front leg, fold over, turning the toes up, half split, stretching out the hamstrings. Deep breaths here. Next, inhale shifts you forward to a low lunge. Exhale, step back, high plank. Inhale, weight shifts forward. Exhale, lower down, find that 90-degree angle. Make your way through your vinyasa. Remember, we don't have to do every single one of those. You can always skip them. Making your way to the front of the mat and folding forward. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise strong, mountain pose, getting ready for our standing series. And exhale, tiny ball. So go ahead and come up onto your toes, sit your hips down, hug your knees towards your chest. If you want to find an extra balance challenge, wrap your arms around your shins. As you inhale, breathe into that space in the low back, working on opening up our low back. We're going to hug our knees towards the chest a lot today, so get used to this. Next, exhale, plant your hands, lift the hips high. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. Inhale here, remember you can always lower the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, draw through, low lunge. Inhale, rise strong, full crescent lunge. So here we want our hips squared off to the front, so take some time to adjust. Both sets of toes are pointing straight forward, hips point forward. Arms reach up to the sky, core is engaged. Deep into the front knee. Interlace your hands behind you when you're ready. And inhale, open up through the chest, just like we did with our knee down. Hug inner thighs together here for some stability. Next, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, shift forward, warrior three. So balancing on your standing leg. You're working towards one long line from the heel to the crown of the head. If you're having trouble with the balance, you can interlace your hands on your front thigh like I am here. That will help with the balance, but find a gazing point that's not moving. Grip the ground with your toes and breathe. On your next exhale, draw the knee in towards your chest And stand up into one-legged mountain. Hug that knee in towards the chest. Stand tall. Roll your shoulder blades onto your back. Engage through the core. And exhale, release. Inhale, mountain pose. And exhale, tiny balls. Again, coming up onto your toes, wrapping your arms around your shins and breathing here. Finding your balance. Next exhale, find your fold, plant your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Inhale and exhale, lower. Making your way through your vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, draw through low lunge. Inhale, rise strong into your crescent lunge. So again, get yourself set up here. Find the squared off hips, the deep bend in the front knee. And reach the arms up. Engage through the core. When you're ready, interlace your hands behind you. Inhale, open up through the chest and take a few breaths here. Hugging inner thighs, finding your stability. Next, inhale, reach tall, crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, shift forward, warrior three, strong through the standing leg. So here in your balancing, I want you to notice how you respond to when you have an unstable base, because that's going to help us when we balance on our hands. Notice what you do with your feet. You grip the ground with your toes. Notice you're engaging your whole body to help yourself out. It's going to be important later. Next, exhale, draw the knee in towards your chest. Use your core to hug it in tight, and then stand up tall. Bring the knee in towards your chest with your hands. Roll shoulders onto your back. Deep breaths. And then go ahead and release on your exhale. Moving through that a little bit quicker now on each side, a couple more times. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. I decided to add this in for some reason. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, come into your tiny ball. Inhale here. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Find your vinyasa. Remember, you can always go straight to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, interlace hands. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale here. Inhale, release, opening the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Take an inhale. Exhale, shifting forward, warrior three. Inhale here. Exhale, knee draws in. Inhale, rise, hooking the hands around, stand tall. And exhale, release. Inhale, mountain. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tiny ball. Inhale in your tiny ball. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Take an inhale here and find your vinyasa. Again, checking in with your form throughout. Find down dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, interlace hands. Inhale, open up through the heart. Maybe gaze up at the ceiling. Lifting the arms up and exhaling, bringing them down to chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, find your strength and balance. Exhale, knee draws into chest. Inhale, rise strong, using your core to stabilize you. And exhale, release. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, tiny ball. Inhale here. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Find your vinyasa, checking in with that right angle with the elbows stacked over wrists, following your own breath. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, interlace hands. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together. And exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale here. And exhale, warrior three. Next exhale draws the knee in, rising strong in your inhale. And exhale, release. Last side here, inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, tiny ball. Forgot the tiny ball. Find your way into fold. Next exhale, inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Find your vinyasa. We're almost done with all those vinyasas, I promise. Meeting down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, draw through low lunge. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, interlace hands. Inhale, open up through the heart. And exhale. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling here. And exhaling, shifting into warrior three. Finding your balance. Next exhale, use the core to draw the knee in. Then use it to help stand you up tall. Find your balance. Woo, I almost lost it there. And then go ahead and release, shake it out. I was sweating. It was hot in my house. All right, so we're going to use that towel now. I'm going to roll up my mat a little bit so I have a little bit more space, but you can do it however you like. You just need to have a space that you can slide that towel and your feet on it easily. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that towel down, step both of your feet on it like I am here. Both the balls of the feet should be on the towel. And then you're going to bring your hands down onto your mat. Slide out your feet into a high plank. So you can do this 1 foot at a time, even if you don't have a towel. You can draw one knee in towards your chest and then send it back. You can switch, draw the other knee in towards your chest and send it back. But try it out with 2 knees drawing at the same time. So draw them in and send them back. Try to touch your triceps or your elbows. That's super important. It should feel like someone's hooking your belly button and pulling you forward. Initiate this from your core. Exhale as you draw in. Inhale as you send back. Do a couple of these. This is a super important core engagement for that balance. And then go ahead, lower onto your knees, maybe roll out through your wrists a little bit, shake things out. Wipe off your sweat with that handy dandy towel. And then go ahead and roll your mat back out. So that exercise is a really great exercise to engage through your core for all of our arm balances, but particularly for crow pose, which we are going to try out today. So I'm going to take you through the steps here. So our first step is to bring the backs of our triceps onto our knees, just like we did when we were on our back. See, I had a purpose for it. So bring your knees as high up onto the backs of your arms as you can. It doesn't matter if they're super high or not. And then you're going to bring your hands down onto the mat. And you're just going to shift your weight forward a little bit. We're just taking this baby steps. Your fingers should be spread wide. You're going to feel your knees pressing into your triceps, but you're going to engage your core just like you did when you were drawing the towel in. That's step 1. Step 2, we're going to try and stack our elbow over our wrists, just like we worked on early on with our chaturangas, engaging through the core still. So again, bring those knees onto the backs of your triceps, plant your hands, spread your fingers wide, see if you can shift your elbows over your wrists. That means your chest is going to go a little further forward. Maybe pick one foot up and then pick the other foot up. Play around with just picking up your feet. Nice job. This is step 3. We're going to look forward rather than down. Look forward and your chest goes forward. So look about a foot in front of your hands. With this, your feet should float up off the ground. It's not like you're kicking them up or having to actively pick them up. Shift weight forward, maybe pick up one. Maybe the other one will come up just like this. And you can balance. Don't freak out. Take a breath. That's good job. Yay! So that's crow pose. So the idea here is that your hands are brakes. So using your fingertips, really gripping the ground, will stop you from falling forward. But if you're having a psychological barrier to balancing, you don't want to break your face, which you won't, I promise. You can use a pillow underneath your head as a psychological help to just encourage you to shift your weight a little further forward. Those of you that are really familiar with crow pose, though, that might have already done it before, here's a challenge for you guys. To bring a block, or in this case, my M&M jug, in between your feet. And you're going to pick it up as you go. So again, working knees onto the backs of the triceps. Whatever stage you're at, you can practice this. Shifting your weight forward, seeing if you can bring both your feet up at once, squeezing that block in between your feet. Take some breaths. Just try and hold this and breathe. So you can see me moving just a little bit back and forth. That means I'm kind of adjusting my weight and then lower it down. So that is crow pose. You can get into it at any time you're in a forward fold position. But for now, we're going to take a deep breath, slow things down, stretch things out, starting with our wrists. Give your wrists some love. You put them through a lot today. Put your palms together. That was one of those blocks popping. And then switch backs of your palms together. Deep breaths here. Then go ahead and shake things out. Take your legs out to a wide-legged forward fold. We didn't do a whole lot of hip stuff today, so we're going to stretch out our hips just a little bit. Folding forward. You can always use something underneath your hands to help you out. Toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Deep breaths, starting to slow things down, walk your way up. We're getting ready to take pigeon pose. I'm going to do this on my belly today, but if you prefer it on your back, you can always do it that way. But if you're taking belly, right knee will come towards right wrist, right ankle towards left wrist, basically working towards your shin being parallel towards the front. Square off through the hips, and then fold your way over your front shin. So this is a deep opening on the back of our right hip. Take some deep breaths here. Notice the different sensations now that you're not trying to balance on your hands, you're not moving a lot, you're kind of still. Use your breath to help carry you through here. When you're ready, walking your hands in, exiting by tucking the back toes, lifting the knee, stepping your way back into your downward facing dog. Switching sides, left leg lifts, left knee, left wrist, left ankle, right wrist. Find your placement here in your pigeon pose. And when you're ready, lowering over your front shin. Again, taking your deep breaths here, reconnecting with that rhythm if you lost track of it. On your next exhale, start walking your hands in towards the shin, tucking back toes, lifting the knee, stepping your way back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and lower onto your knees, making your way around onto your back, slowly lowering down. Taking your hands or your arms out to your sides, maybe in cactus position, let your knees fall to the right for a little twist. And bring the knees to the center, let them fall over to the left. Bring the knees back to the center. Bridge pose, pressing through the heels, lifting the hips high, opening up through the chest. And exhale, lower down. Last little thing, hugging the knees in one last time. I know we did this a lot. Tiny little ball, rocking from side to side. Then go ahead and release, send your legs long or bent knees, finding your Shavasana. So this is whatever position you feel like you can best relax in, that you can sink heavy into the ground, into the mat below you, letting go of the practice. And taking some deep breaths. When you're ready, introducing some small movements in the body, wiggling fingers, toes, rolling wrists and ankles. And inhale, take your arms overhead. Full body stretch. Bringing your knees in, rolling over to whichever side would feel comfortable for Shavasana B, fetal position. Then pressing your way up into a seat. Keeping your eyes closed if that's comfortable. And bringing your hands to your heart center. And we'll close out our practice with one breath as a group. So begin by exhaling all of your air. Inhale nice and deep. And exhale, open mouth, release, let it out. Bringing your thumbs up to your third eye center, in between eyebrows, and bowing in gratitude for this practice and everything it teaches us. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed trying out crow pose. Arm balances like this are sometimes difficult to get used to, but they're a great thing to incorporate into your practice. So I encourage you to keep trying it out. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you're checking out all the other videos that we're posting. Lots of different workout styles, lots of different formats. And also make sure you're checking out our website and the schedule on our website where you can see options for RS Live, where you can work out live with an instructor, but from the comfort of your own home via Zoom. So make sure you're checking those out and have wonderful days, wonderful weeks. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay active. And we will see you as soon as we can. Thanks, everybody. Bye.